What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Lunch Table Sports Podcast. I'm joined here today by 2020 NFL draft pick by the Chicago Bears, current member of the Indianapolis Colts, Arlington Hambright. I appreciate you coming on.
Oh man, pleasure to be on.
Yeah, for sure. So today we're just gonna be going through some stuff in his career. Pretty motivational career. He was a graduate from Belleville High School, offensive lineman, and just take me through that process of leaving Belleville and deciding to going to Garden City Community College.
So I used to play basketball and football at Belleville High, and I've been playing basketball my whole life. That was actually like my first love. So it came to a point where I realized I wasn't going to the NBA, so I had to make a decision. My grades wasn't too good, at least good enough to get into those D1 top programs where I knew I can play at. So I knew I had to make a decision, and I just chose football, and I got offered by Garden City Community College, and I just seen an opportunity, and I was excited for it. You know what I mean? So I went down to Kansas and pretty much just started from there. Like not knowing nobody and just different environment. It's definitely like a culture shock, but you just gotta have to adjust and keep fighting through those things.
Yeah, for sure. And then after that, you transferred to Oklahoma State. So what was that process like? Leaving community college. Just how did you come in contact with Oklahoma State too from there?
Oh yeah, Oklahoma State. That was a great chapter in my life. I was super excited for that as well. I had a lot of mid majors at first offers in junior college after my first season. Then my second season, I started picking up bigger Power Five offers, and it was just Oklahoma State, just a winning program. They send a lot of people to the NFL, places I was trying to go to, and I just thought it'd be a great opportunity. I fell in love with the campus, the culture there, and it was just a great place to play.
Yeah, for sure. And then after Oklahoma State, you ended up at Colorado, playing for Coach Tucker. I know, some people who listen are some Michigan State fans, so they're pretty familiar with him. But, what was that like, playing for Mel Tucker, who is established college football coach and, really establishing yourself in college football?
Yeah, going to Colorado was one of the best things. I believe just being able to see a whole new environment, like from anything I was ever used to. And Coach Mel Tucker and Coach Cat, they made it so smooth for me. That's my old line coach. He's at Michigan State as well too. Uh, they just made it smooth, a smooth transfer, and I really enjoyed my time at Colorado, the fans and the environment there as well. It's a great place to be. Just really blessed to be able to go to those places.
Yeah, for sure. How do you think that they developed your skills so that, you'd be ready for a moment like you're in now in the NFL?
I think my coach Cap did a great job of just being transparent with me every day, letting me know where he sees me, what he think I can get better on, and what I can fix and work on in my game. And he just supported me all the whole way through, just staying on me, not taking it easy on me, always challenging me, and that helped me out a lot to get to the next level.
Yeah, for sure. Because you were Colorado, I gotta ask you, how do you feel about Deion Sanders coming in? It's a big name guy, giving some recognition to him. How you feel about him?
Oh yeah, man, I love it. I think it's exciting. It's an exciting time to be a Buff fan, and he's going to do some good things there, bringing some big time recruits, some big time guys there, and Colorado has been needing it. We've been the fans been hungry for it. Everybody been hungry for it, and it's a great program. So it's going to be great.
Yeah,
I'm
for
excited.
sure. For sure. It'll be a fun time. So obviously you've been through some transfers in your college career, and we're seeing that more and more throughout kids with NAL and the transfer portal, just making it easier for kids. Um, as a player who've been through the transfer process, what do you think is easier for kids nowadays through that process to go into the portal, maybe after the freshman year to the sophomore year, compared to when you were in the portal?
I just think you shouldn't be too quick to just try to jump up and go to a different situation, but if it fits everything that you need somewhere else, you might think it's better. Then I feel like you should trust your gut and just go with your heart, and just put your all into it, and it'll work itself out at the end of the day. Don't stress out about it too much, and just be open to new stuff as well. So
Yeah. And then you've been through, a pretty interesting NFL draft. You were part of the 2020 NFL draft, which was a weird draft. You guys went through the combine, um, went through all the pro day stuff. I don't know if you had your pro day. I know some of them got canceled. But ultimately the draft ended up still went on. So, what was that process like, in the midst of a pandemic?
yeah, it was definitely a crazy time. Everything. I was fortunate enough to have our pro day. We had an earlier pro day, but we were like the last pro day. They was telling me the scouts while they were there, like, yeah, we're not flying out anymore because COVID and stuff like that. So that was crazy. And then like the gyms not being open, you have to find a way. Me and my brother, we worked out in the garage and down in Kansas. That's where I was at during the quarantine time. And shout out to him. He's driving right now. Just
What
got done
up?
working. But yeah, so yeah, it was just finding ways to get in the gym, and then we had to wear the mask and keep getting tested and all those things. It was crazy. The world, you didn't know, it changed the way the world was. Not having fans in the stadium, it was just everything was just different. So that whole year was kind of loopy, but I'm grateful for it. I mean, it was a blessing, man. It's just I was really excited, and I'm just thankful for everything.
Yeah, for sure. That's really cool. And then through the draft process, were you confident in that you were going to be selected by the Bears? How much pre-draft communication like did you have with them? What were like some other teams you were in contact with?
I knew there could definitely be a possibility, but I was blessed enough to get a few calls. So I was talking to a lot of different teams, and I was just hoping to get drafted. Honestly, I just knew that'd be a big accomplishment, just knowing my journey and stuff like that. So I was just grateful to get my name called.
Yeah, for
Get that.
sure. Being in the NFL and having played, college ball, what was like the biggest adjustment for you from, playing against college level players, to NFL level players?
Just seeing like how professional they are, and how they really spend time on their craft. Like it's not just football. Like it's literally who you are day to day. Just putting in the work, actually studying, falling in love with the process, paying attention to the details, always trying to get better. And I realized, like, in college, you can do a lot of stuff off God given ability, just being an athlete or bigger than somebody else. It might not work all the time, but depending on what team you are and who you're playing, but a lot of times it can. But in NFL, it doesn't really work like that at all. Like you have to really hone in on your skills and on your craft, or it's not gonna last long. So this is that was the biggest transition, just being a professional, turning into a real pro.
Yeah, for sure. Who are, some of the best players you played against in your career?
It's been a long list of guys. Definitely, I would say, and during like, I would say like Khalil Mack in practice. You got Robert Quinn in practice. It's some guys. You got let me see. You got Jeffrey Simmons. That was the toughest one in game action. Jeffrey Simmons. Uh, it's a lot of different guys. So you got to prepare for everybody different. But yeah, it's been some guys. Akeem Hicks, stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah. You know what? If you could share, one story from the NFL that, really stands out to you, for people listening, what would that be?
I would say just when my rookie year, when the first time I got on the field was halfway through the season, and we were playing the Saints. Man, I just got in on field goal to start off with, but it was just a big moment for me, just knowing how hard I fought to get here and to realize like I'm actually on the field. So it was just crazy. It was a crazy experience and a crazy moment. It's something I always value. And being able to play it with Jimmy Graham, that was my favorite player growing up. So to be on the same team as him, it was just like it's a real moment.
Yeah, for sure. Going back to current day, Indianapolis Colts, what are some predictions for the Colts you got this year? What players are being slept on the team besides you? Because you're definitely being slept on.
Yeah, for sure. But I think I forgot to mention that Forrest Buckner is another great player that I go against a lot. Like he's one of those guys that really helped me out. And Grover Stewart, those guys on the inside, just the whole D line. So it's a lot of great work. But you said who slept on?
Yeah, who slept on?
I think the whole team. You know what I mean? I think everybody slept on. I think people gonna be shocked what we go out and do this year. I feel really good about this year and our chemistry and how the team is just going together. So I think the whole team slept on.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, how do you feel about new coach the Colts got? I know he was the former offensive coordinator for the Eagles. Um, what are your first impressions of him so far?
Yeah, Coach Steichen, he's a great coach. He's a great leader, and I'm just excited about the year, and I'm excited about the coaching staff as well. I think we have a great coaching staff, and my O-line coach, Coach Tony. Uh, man, I'm just excited, and I'm grateful to have those guys here, and I'm pretty sure they're fired up about our group as well. So we just ready to go out and work and go prove to the world what we already know.
Yeah, for sure. And the Indianapolis Colts, had one of the better NFL drafts. I mean, they drafted Anthony Richardson with the fourth pick, who on our podcast, me and my friend, we're big fans of his game. And we thought he was one of the best players in the draft for sure. Top three player. I don't know if you've had a chance to play with him yet or, work out with him yet, but what are your first impressions on him, if you have any?
Oh yeah. We definitely we got some work in together during OTAs, and I mean he's a great guy. You know what I mean? A great ball player as well. I'm excited for him and his career. So nothing but great signs and great traits and everything you would want in a starting quarterback or just in a quarterback in the NFL. So yeah, I'm excited for him. I think definitely people are gonna be shocked, even more surprised by what he can do. Because I mean he's just a freak athlete, freak everything. Those amazing balls. Like he just one of those guys. He's one of those guys.
Yeah, for sure. And one more thing, before we start to wrap it up here. A big part, of our podcast is fantasy football, especially when that time comes around. Obviously you got the big stars on the team, Jonathan Taylor, Michael Pittman. But one guy to look out for this year on the offensive side of the ball, wide receiver running back, who's like, man, this guy's gonna put up numbers.
You said fantasy football.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh snap! I don't really. I'm about to say you can look out for the whole line. We coming. The whole offensive line. We definitely coming.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Just to pick one guy that's gonna, just explode. Because I'm just really excited about the whole team.
Yeah, for sure. I think the Colts can definitely make some damage in that division too. I mean, it's a hungry division. It's one of the more exciting divisions of football. You got a lot of young talent, from the Jags. I mean, Colts even. I think the Colts, have a huge future in that division. Texans, Titans. So it'll be a fun season. But yeah, I appreciate you coming on the podcast today. Shout out Danny Roth for making this happen, Blue Lion Fitness.
Oh,
Um,
you at too, Danny.
exactly, exactly. He's got to come on. And appreciate you coming on for real.
Man, I appreciate you for having me, man.
All right, see ya.
All right, see you, brother.